Hello children, I hope you are all healthy and happy. Welcome to this special English hour. Here, every day, we will learn something new in a fun and interesting way. Are you ready to have fun? Then come, let's begin today's session. Children, I would now like to ask you a few questions. Let us share our thoughts and ideas. Children, have you seen worms around you? I am sure you must have seen many worms wriggling around. Children, have you seen an earthworm? I am sure most of you must have seen the earthworm. Do you think the earthworm is of any help to the farmer? Yes, the earthworm helps the farmer in many ways. It is like free farm help. How can we say that? We can say this because earthworms make sure and air percolate into the soil. They break down fallen leaves and flowers into matter that can be easily absorbed by plants to grow well. Would you like to know some more about these worms? Come, let me tell you. Which worms are used for farming? Red wrigglers, white worms, and other earthworms. To create a heterogeneous mixture of decomposing vegetable or food waste, which are also called worm castings, worm humus, or worm manure. Children, I hope you like listening to all these interesting facts about worms. Now come, let's move forward with our session. Children, words are very important for a language. I would like to share with you a few new words. Please listen to them carefully and note them down in your notebook. We will come across these words in the poem that we are going to read today. Hasty, hasty, hasty. Scornful, scornful, scornful. Deride, deride, deride. Bliss, bliss, bliss. Bestowed, bestowed, bestowed. Children, I'll repeat the words once again. Hasty, scornful, deride, bliss, bestowed. Children, please look out for these words in the poem that we are going to read and try to guess their meaning. Children, now that we have spoken so much about how worms are useful to us, come, let's read a very interesting poem today on worms. The title of the poem is The Worm, written by Thomas Gisborne. If you have a textbook, please open to page number 37 and point to the words as I read. If you don't have a textbook, please see your TV screens and listen to me carefully. Children, please look out for the words that I mentioned earlier and try to guess their meaning. Children, come, let's read the poem together. The worm. Turn, turn thy hasty foot aside, nor crush that helpless worm. The frame thy scornful looks deride required a god to form. Turn, turn thy hasty feet aside. Here, thy means you. The poet is trying to tell us that we, humans, are always in haste. We are always in a hurry. We are careless and ignorant of little creatures that live around us. We don't realize that when we step carelessly, we may end up crushing a worm that is helpless, because the worm is so small and tiny in front of us. The poet further says that we may look at worms scornfully, that is, with hatred and disgust. But this worm was also, like us, a God's creation. So we must also respect it and care for it. The common Lord of all that move, from whom thy being flowed, a portion of his boundless love on that poor worm bestowed. The common Lord. The common Lord is the God that created humans and also little creatures around us. We all are the creation of the same God. This God has bestowed His love on us as well as these little creatures, these worms. To bestow is to gift. God's love is boundless. It knows no limits. And this love is not only for humans, it is also for these little worms. So the poet gives us a message that when humans and worms have the same creator, the same God loves the worms as well as humans, then surely God would be hurt if we humans act ignorant and hurt these little creatures. The sun, the moon, the stars, He made to all His creatures free, and spreads over earth the grassy blade for worms as well as thee. The common Lord, God, the common creator of man and worms, created the sun, moon, and the stars and gave them for free to humans as well as to worms. God also covered the earth with grass for comfort of the worms as well as humans. The poet once again reminds us that God's gift of nature is for both, for these little creatures as well as for humans, and not for any one of them only. Thus, we must always keep this in mind that we need to coexist with these worms and other creatures. Let them enjoy their little day, their lowly bliss received. Oh, do not lightly take away the life thou canst not give. The poet's name is Thomas Gisborne. The poet says that the worms live only for a few days and they have lowly bliss. That is, they have humble, simple gifts that God has bestowed on them. So let them enjoy their few days on earth. And we as humans must always take care of these little creatures around us. Because even by ignorance or by our carelessness, if we take away the life of these worms, we do not have the power to give them life back in return. So when we can't give life, we have no right to take away a life. Children, what message did you take from this poem? I think this is a lovely poem and it has lots of messages for us. Especially for young children like you, this poem has a wonderful message. In the poem, Thomas Gisborne, the poet, talks about worms and humans being created by one God. He goes on to say that God created both. He also loves them both a lot. He created the sun, moon, stars, the grassy lands, everything for humans as well as for worms. But if humans walk around carelessly and kill these little helpless creatures, God would not be pleased. And when humans do not have the power to give life, it is wrong to take away life. Using the example of a worm, the poet is trying to give us a message that as human beings, we must learn to coexist with all creatures because God has created all living things, all things that move on earth, and He has given the gift of nature to be enjoyed by everyone and not by human beings alone. So, the poet tries to tell us that we must always try to live in harmony with all the other creatures. We must see to it that the gifts of nature are not just enjoyed by us, but also by them. In times like these, where we hear about many species of animals and birds being extinct, we must take the step first to educate ourselves about the animals and birds that live around us. Not just animals and birds, but also little living creatures, and how human actions affect their life. If human activities keep damaging the life of other living creatures, slowly and gradually, they will all go extinct. And with their extinction, even the extinction of human beings is surely not far away. So, children, there's a lovely message in this poem. Please try to educate yourself on this subject and practice as best as you can to save and conserve the environment. Children, let's do an activity now. In the poem, we came across a lot of Old English words. Let's try to go through the poem once again and underline the Old English words that we come across. Then, let's also try to find their meaning. Let me give you one example. One of the Old English words that we come across in the poem is thy. Thy means you. So like this, please go through the poem and underline the Old English words and try to find their meaning. So what are the Old English words that we have found? Being, bestowed, thee, thou, canst. Now let's have a look at their meanings. Being means existence. Bestowed means given. Thee means you. Thou also means you. Canst means cannot. Children, I hope you found this activity interesting. Children, I hope you all enjoyed today's session. It's now time to sit back and relax while I tell you a wonderful story. Today, we spoke a lot about the importance of all living creatures around us and that we as humans have the responsibility to also care for them. In today's story, we will also learn to appreciate nature that's around us. Would you like to hear the story? Then come, let me read to you The Seed Savers, written by Bijal Vacharajni. The cotton farmers look very worried. The harvest last year was very poor. It's summertime and the cotton seeds need to be sown. But the farmers don't have enough cotton seeds. And to get more seeds, they don't have a good local shop from where they can buy organic seeds. Bijay is also a farmer and he is worried. What will we all do? The farmers gathered in the field and were discussing this problem. Someone said, "We need seeds, but they are very expensive in the market." Someone said, "We will also need chemicals and pesticides so that the seeds grow well." Bijay said, "We need good quality seeds that are happy with our soil and with the quality of the soil and whether they grow well." Nabita and Ketki are part of the Women's Farmers Group. They meet with the village head and also other farmers to try and find some solution to this problem. After discussing the problem time and again, they come up with a solution. Nabita and Ketki share with the rest of the farmers that they would need to start a seed bank. The farmers start a seed bank. They all bring the little amounts of seeds that they have back at home and deposit it in the seed bank. A seed bank works like just any other bank of money. People save their money in other banks. The same way, farmers save their seeds in a seed bank. Old seeds, local seeds, organic seeds, cotton seeds, ladyfinger seeds, pumpkin seeds, paddy seeds, millet seeds, red gram seeds, so many seeds to save. A lady borrows cotton seeds. Another lady deposits her paddy seeds. Nabita registers all of it neatly in a register, and Ketki takes care of the seeds deposited and puts them properly in a bottle. The seeds are sown and watered. Monsoon comes and goes. It's harvest time. The farmers got a good harvest of the cotton crop. They all enjoy and are happy with their friends. Sumati had borrowed 1 kilo of cotton seeds. She got a good harvest, so she repaid the bank with interest. She returned 1.5 kilo of cotton seeds back to the bank. The seed bank now has lots and lots of seeds. Seeds for the next year, seeds for the year after that, and the year after that. The cotton farmers no longer have a big problem because their seed bank is very big. The seeds are everywhere in the bank and in the field. The seed bankers. We need seeds to grow food and fiber for clothes. But seeds can cost a lot. Some seeds, called hybrid seeds, cannot be replanted after the harvest and have to be thrown away. Some seeds need chemicals to grow. These are genetically modified seeds. Then there are seeds that may be from another part of the world and not suited to the soil of your region. By saving local and organic seeds that do not need chemicals to grow, farmers don't need to buy seeds from the market. Just like a regular bank, they can deposit seeds. They can borrow them and repay the loan with extra seeds. This story has been inspired by Ma Lankeshwari Seed Bank in Bhimdanga village in Odisha in India. A group called Chetna Organic helped farmers start a seed bank to save their cotton and other seeds. Many farmers in India and around the world have come together to form seed banks to save seeds. Often, women run seed banks. They are called seed bankers or seed guardians because they protect seeds. There is also a bank for the world's seeds in the cold and remote Arctic region. It's called the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Here you can find over 8,30,000 kinds of seeds from all over the world. Children, I hope you all liked this story and today's session. I would now request you all to please make some time and ask your parents which are the other creatures apart from worms that help farmers grow their plants. Children, I hope you liked today's session. Until we meet next time, please take care, bye-bye and stay safe.